Welcome back to another video audio session. If this is your first time tuning in, welcome. And if you are returning for some motivation, welcome back. So I do this because I want to share my knowledge, share my life experience with those that are looking to start a business. And those of you that are new to business and business terms, selling online, just totally new. Good luck with whatever you're trying to do, and you have landed in a good place. So today I'm going to be really quick. I'm just going to recap yesterday. Dave and I went to the library. So we picked up some books, and we are getting ready for spring break here in the DFW. I picked up a couple, but the one that I thought was great was The Science of Selling by David Hofield. And it says proven strategies to make your pitch, influence decisions, and close the deal. So I'm going to check that out and probably give a review on this for you guys. And I'll leave the link in the description box for you to order it or get it on audiobook, or you can also go to your local library like I did. They may have it. So the biggest thing with what we are trying to do here is kind of, well, we're going to be pushing some of you off of the diving board. But some of you already jumped off the diving board. You're free falling right now, and it could be a scary place, but within that scary place will come something very beautiful. You've taken the first steps. You have jumped out there. So a lot of people are saying, well, your career and going to school and, it's just, you're bombarded with information every day. You have to figure out what is relevant to you, what can you use, what can you leave. And in the process of all of that, you waste a lot of time because you get distracted. So for those of you that are trying to start your business, you've looked at some of these videos, you've done your research online, and you've actually written stuff down on the paper. You've started creating your sheets. You are doing things. And for those of you that have not started, maybe go back and check out some of the other audio sessions where I kind of break down writing the plan and getting your figuring out what your market is going to be, and also giving you some ideas on what you can start with under $100. I believe, no, under $500, and also just giving you some motivation as well. So altogether, we're at probably 15 audio video sessions. The reason why I do the audio only is because I want you to put action behind everything. I want you to be able to multitask while you're getting this information. So jumping right into the motivational tidbit that I have on sales. So I got this book just so I can see if there's anything new. I don't quite, let me see when this was published. This may be an older book. I'm thinking it's something new. I gravitate towards books like this. Well, David Hofield is the CEO and Chief Sales Trainer at Hofield Group. So he basically probably wrote this book to promote himself. I mean, he probably has, well, looks like he has awesome credentials. So yeah, I love stuff like this, and I encourage you to go and check out, but don't get so overwhelmed with information. Get one book, finish that. Don't get, I'm going to get this, but I'm going to study this and this and this and this. No. I will say sales is a real big thing. Like, you have to learn sales. You have to get comfortable talking to people. You have to get comfortable asking questions, and you have to get comfortable promoting your product or your service. You have to sell yourself, your ideas. You have to be able to do that, or you won't get anywhere. Now, yes, once you learn, you can actually train your team, or you can train people, other people, and begin to make money off of it, especially if you have a track record. You have a track record of sales. You make $100,000 a year selling. That is a track record. It doesn't matter that your numbers speaks for themselves. It's like, okay, you make $100,000 a year. It's even better if you're doing that and doing other stuff. You know, getting this down pat. And I know some of you, I just can't do it. Well, if you say it can't, you won't. But if you say that you can, that you'll try at least. You know, I will say this though. Not everyone will be at the top. But please learn the fundamentals. Please get out of your comfort zone. If you're really shy and you don't even give eye contact to people, you don't like to talk to people, just start talking to one new person a week. Turn around in the grocery store, especially if they smiled at you. If you smile at someone and they smile back, stop and talk. That is a beautiful sweater. That's a nice jacket. I'm new around here, so is it from around here? Did you get it from around here? I mean, you'll be amazed. People will stop and talk to you. Oh no, I'll go to this mall here. This is where it is. And then there's this other one here. You know, just voila. I've gotten people's telephone. Here's my number. You ever want to hang out? I mean, it's really just that simple. It sounds crazy. Like, I don't try to force it. Like, if they've smiled at me and they've invited me in a sense with their eyes, and especially if we're in close proximity to each other, I will start talking to them. And if this is something that you do not normally do, that's getting out of your comfort zone. That's stepping out of your comfort zone. So to all of you that think that you're going to write and sit behind the computer, you're just going to you'll be in this planning phase for a long time. Because now you have to, even if it's something, you don't have the money for it yet, but you have your cards, and little by little, you're building it. You're working your jobs, plural. You're doing everything that you have to do. I say one person a week. And then maybe 2 people a week. And then start talking to the people that you need. You'll need to know a lawyer or 2. You'll need to know commercial real estate agents if you want any type of leasing opportunities. You want to know accountants. If you're in sales and you get product from somewhere, you'd want to know different distributors, different sales people at, the heads of these places where you're getting your product from. If you're doing direct sales, you want to know the people that you're working with, the contract or your contract. Normally that's you'll be considered an independent contractor with that. You're just an independent sales contractor and you're out there selling stuff. But man, if you're doing if you're cleaning homes and things like that, I'd start getting to know all of these different businesses and seeing if I can get any of those type of contracts, cleaning up at night, cleaning up these stores and local businesses. That way you don't have to drive all over the world. Anything within 10, 15 minutes from your house. I get to know everything around my home 10, 15 minutes out. All of the key people, business owners, I get out and about, and you do that. I go and have lunch. I walk through the grocery store. I walk through Target. I walk through Walmart. I walk through the mall. I walk through the outlet mall. And no, I don't do this all in one day, but throughout my week, I go have breakfast at IHOP. And see, this is the thing. Here's a tax write-off with this, because this is, I'm working. When I'm doing these things, I'm working. So that all of my costs to that's a write-off. Now, when I do things like that, I only try to spend, I probably don't spend more than $10 on breakfast. And lunch, again, not more than $10. And, you calculate your gas and things like that. So if I go to sit down somewhere, when I'm coming in, when I'm leaving, and all throughout the parking lot, and the people that's checking me out, everybody, like I'm figuring out an opportunity to talk to someone, leave my card, have some type of conversation with them, even if, other people can overhear. I'm just looking for my opportunity. And so in today's age, people are a little colder and they are a little bit more reserved. So those opportunities may not present themselves every time. But that is what I do when I'm trying to just kind of get back out there. At this point, I have work to do, like behind the computer. So I have to sit there and do that. But I'm talking about when I'm gauging even when I'm working for my clients, I do that. I do it, and I talk about their thing that they're doing, their industry, whatever they're in. And I get out and I start making those connections for them. And I just keep my ear open for everything. Like I'm not a computer programmer or anything. I know computer programmers though. I know that it will be a time that I'll need a computer programmer. So I know a few. And I talk to them, and I talk to them about their industry and things that are changing, and we have conversations and we share information. We eat, we hang out, talk on the phone briefly, email each other. We keep in contact. So all of this is part of it. Like if you were not comfortable doing this, if this was something that you were not comfortable doing, you have to jump out of your comfort zone and do that. If you already work a job, I would really tread lightly on what I tell people, what I talk about at work. That's just me personally. I would be very careful. As far as networking and telling anything that you're trying to do on the side. So yes, that's what you have to do. Sales, you have to figure that part out. Like another great way would be to go and get a job in sales. And that company, because they have their bottom line in mind, they're going to train you. They're going to give you the tools that you need to sell their product. But those tools, like what they'll teach you to sell their product, you'll be able to use to sell those techniques. You'll be able to use, or some, depending on what you're selling. But I would even jump out of my comfort zone on that. But again, keep in mind products and services that rich or poor, I know some people, they pick high-end things, and then their market is this specific amount of people that make this much, so they can afford it. I like to pick things that everybody uses, but they just kind of change their brands up. So your whole deal is to get them to get to this brand here, or the brand that you're selling, and show them why your product is consistently the best over whatever they're using. And so, they're going, unless something happens in between the time that customer was acquired and, your interaction with them will set the tone for whether or not they'll continue to buy that product, and even just that will set the tone for other habits that they may have. So it's real psychological and real deep now. I like to pick products and services that everyone uses. Everyone has to deal with the healthcare system in some way or another. Everyone has to deal in retail for clothing and things like that, food and things. So I like to deal in those type of industries where everyone has to come eventually. So maybe you need to think about that as well. I guess lastly, I would just say, going forward, as you find your stride on, building the confidence and getting out there, make sure that you're not wasting your effort. Get the pitch down, get what you're going to say down, get the questions down, see what works, see what does not work, change immediately if things are not working, and make sure that your effort is, make sure that you're putting the effort in and getting return. Because, you can work all day, you can spin that wheel, but go nowhere, because something you're doing along the line, figure out where that mistake is. And then try not to second guess yourself when things are working. Test and test and test. So just like you're on the sidelines writing and doing all this planning and thinking and reading, you're overwhelmed. Okay, take a break, get out and go and meet someone. Try to meet one new person in a week, and talk to them and have a genuine conversation with them. Okay? So I don't want to keep you too long. You still have almost 40 minutes or a little bit over 40 minutes to do things in the hour. This was a little jump start pep. I hope that you apply some of this in your life, especially as you're going forward and trying to start this business. Do not think that you'll be able to sit behind a computer or sit in your house and just blow up. You'll have to, unless you're a writer. And if you're a writer, yes, you can do a lot of different things online. But if you're selling a physical product or a service that you're providing, you have to get out there and find out who needs your service, where are they, and go to them. Good luck.